One of the most tense moments of the 2026 Iran-Israel war played out not on a battlefield, but at the world's most closely watched civilian airport. Iran launched heavy ballistic missiles directly toward Ben Gurion International Airport. Air raid sirens blared. Passengers were rushed into shelters. Planes circled overhead, unable to land. So what actually happened? How much damage was done? And how is this airport still operating, under active missile fire? When virtually every other nation would have shut it down entirely? Let's break it all down with verified facts. The 2026 Iran war began on February 28, when the United States and Israel launched coordinated strikes against Iran. Since then, locations across Israel have been subjected to multiple retaliatory Iranian missile attacks. Despite Israel's robust multi-layered missile defense system, including the Arrow system for ballistic missiles, David's Sling for medium-range threats, and Iron Dome for shorter-range rockets, Iranian missiles have struck multiple positions across the country. Ben Gurion Airport became one of Iran's declared targets almost immediately, both for its strategic value as Israel's main aviation hub and for its symbolic significance as the gateway to the country. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps announced it had targeted Ben Gurion Airport and a nearby Air Force base, stating that heavy Khorramshahr, for missiles carrying 1-ton warheads were launched toward the heart of Tel Aviv, Ben Gurion Airport, and the base of the Israeli Air Force's 27th Squadron located at the airport. According to Iranian military specifications, the Khorramshahr, for also known as Khaybar, has a range of approximately 2,000 kilometers, a length of 13 meters, and carries a warhead weighing about 1,500 kilograms. Iranian officials claim the missile can reach Mach 16 outside the atmosphere. The IRGC said this was part of the 19th wave of what Tehran calls Operation True Promise 4, a coordinated campaign of missile and drone attacks against Israeli and U.S. targets. Iran framed this as a precision strike on a military-adjacent target. But the reality on the ground was more complicated. Here's where Iranian claims and verified facts diverge significantly. 3 private planes at Ben Gurion Airport were damaged by falling debris following the interception of an Iranian ballistic missile. One of the planes caught fire from the fragments, while others sustained minor damage. This is a critical distinction. The airport itself was not destroyed. The damage came largely from interception debris, fragments from missiles shot down by Israeli air defenses falling back onto the airfield. The ability of Iranian missile salvos to place bomblets inside the defensive perimeter of Ben Gurion Airport demonstrates that interception alone cannot fully shield high-value infrastructure, as debris dispersion becomes unavoidable after mid-air engagements. Israel reduced the maximum number of passengers permitted on outbound flights to 130 following the damage to the 3 private jets. Ben Gurion Airport, operating under war conditions and missile fire from Iran and Hezbollah, has maintained inbound and outbound flights in a way that has no precedent. No airport in the world has maintained flights under such intense fighting. The airport operates under a strict capacity cap of 2,300 people at any given time to ensure rapid evacuation if needed, with only Israeli carriers El Al, Arkia, Isreal, and Air Haifa operating flights. When missile alerts sound, staff immediately spring into action, calmly and efficiently directing passengers toward protected shelters, and this is not a drill. Compare this to Ukraine, where civilian flights halted entirely when war began. Israel's approach is being studied as a model for wartime aviation management. Iranian statements appear intended to blur the line between civilian and military objectives by claiming to target both Ben Gurion Airport and a nearby Israeli Air Force unit, thereby amplifying the perceived operational success. The continued exchange of missile fire indicates a sustained escalation cycle in which both sides attempt to demonstrate reach while avoiding catastrophic infrastructure destruction that could trigger wider regional war. For Israel, intercepting every missile while keeping critical infrastructure operational has become a test of endurance. For Iran, demonstrating that debris can still fall inside defended zones supports the narrative that Israeli defenses are not impenetrable. By the 10th day of the war, Iranian missile and drone attacks had dropped by more than 90%, credited to effective suppression efforts by US and Israeli missions targeting Iranian launchers and storage sites. What happened at Ben Gurion Airport is a microcosm of this entire conflict. Iran launched some of its most powerful missiles. Israel's defenses intercepted most of them. 3 private planes were damaged by falling debris. And the airport kept flying. The real story isn't destruction. It's a grinding contest of endurance, defense, and strategic messaging on both sides. As this conflict continues to evolve, we'll keep bringing you verified, fact-based analysis. If you found this useful, like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments what aspect of this conflict you want us to cover next.